This is Clara Larson, Sarah Burtonshaw, and Nate Jordan with Team 3, and this is the presentation for our collaborative to-do application. This presentation will be broken down into 3 sections. Section 1 will be an introduction and core demo. Section 2 focuses on advanced features and architecture. And Section 3 looks at AI use, challenges, achievements, and a conclusion. A few quick stats. Our application can manage up to 250 tasks. We have 57 passing tests, and we have completed 5 milestones for this project. For Section 1, I'll be covering these different topics. All right, let's get into it. First is basic task management. In the following demo, I'll be covering task creation, updating a task, and deleting a task. To create a task, you go to this Create New Task button, click it, and this task details area is pulled up over here. This is where you fill in all of your details for your new task. So it's a chocolate cake, and we'll keep it at pending, priority low. Let's have the due date be, let's have it be the 6th. We'll put it under the cooking project. Before I save this, I want to show you what happens when I try to save this without a title. We get a validation error letting us know that a title is required. And I'll also show you what happens if we put in a date with the incorrect format. Try to save it, and this validation error lets us know, hey, due date must be in this format. Okay, let's put in a date with the correct format. Whoops, there we go. We save it, we get a success message, and you'll see that this task has been successfully created. Now I'll show you how to update a task. How we do that is we select whatever task we want to update, we press this update selected button, and then whatever you want to change about the task, you do it in here. So let's just change the date, and we'll save it, we get a success message, and now you'll see that this task is here with the updated date. Last, I'll show you how to delete a task. So how you delete is you select whatever task you want to delete, press this delete selected button, and then you have to confirm the delete. We'll say yes, we get a success message, and you'll notice that that task is no longer in this list. All right, so next will be a demo on filtering and search, including filter by, searching with a keyword, and showing filter stacking. All right, so we can filter up here by either project, status, or priority. The way we do it is select this drop-down menu, select whatever project you want to filter by, press the apply button, and you'll notice that we only have tasks now where the project is vehicles. We can do that with any of these 3 different things, so I'll show you with the others as well. Say we do in progress, we apply, only tasks with in progress as the status. Same with priority, let's do low, we apply, and this is the only task where the priority is low. Now we're also able to stack these filters, so I'll show you this. We'll choose cleaning and completed, and we'll apply. It looks like there are none with that. Let's try some in progress. Okay, there's one, but we're able to apply multiple filters on here at a time. All right, and then last I'll show you searching with a keyword. So let's just search for make dinner, which is at the bottom of the list. Make dinner, we type it in, we apply it, and there it is. There's the task where make dinner is in the title. The next demo focuses on cut, copy, and paste. I'll show you how the application allows copy and paste to duplicate a task, cut and paste to move a task, and I will show you how the 250 task limit is enforced. So for the first part, I'm going to go over to this list because we currently have just under 250 tasks in this list right now. So I'll be able to show you the task limit. But first, let me show you how you copy and paste a task. You select whatever task you want to copy and paste. You say copy selected, press that button. Okay, it's been copied to the clipboard. Now you select the paste button, get a success message, and you will notice that this task has been copied and pasted down at the bottom of the list. Now look what happens if I try and do this again, but right now we have 250 tasks already in the list. So we try to paste, and it lets us know, hey, task limit has been reached, the maximum limit is 250, and it doesn't add anything to the list. Now, if we want to cut a selected task and paste it to move it, the way that we're going to do that is we select the task, we click the cut selected button, lets us know it's in the clipboard, and now when we paste it, we'll see that it has been moved to the bottom of the list here, and everything is the same though in there. For the next demo, I will be showing you the application's import and export functionality. All right, so for this, let's export this task list right here to a JSON file. We press export tasks. That pulls this up. Let's name it copy task list. Save it. Great, it lets us know, hey, you've successfully exported 8 tasks to this location. Great. And now I'll show you, we'll import this same task list onto another task list. So We're in this new one here. We can say import tasks. We'll select copy task list. We open it. Import success, imported a task successfully, and you'll notice that now those tasks were successfully imported. All right, for my last demo, I will be going over color customization, including how to access the color scheme settings and how our application allows for change of color scheme with instant update. So the way that's going to work is we go to settings up here, color scheme, and then we can choose whatever color we want out of these, or choose a custom color pressing this button. But let's choose sunset. We'll press apply, says it was done successfully, okay, and you'll notice that this instantly changed to the sunset color. That is everything for section 1. I will now pass things over to Nate for section 2. Thank you for watching.
Great. I'll be showing first the flexible file system. With this system, users have full control over where they want to store their task files. This gives users the option to use this app in a way that isn't necessarily just the way that we define it. It gives them a lot of flexibility in that we don't have any hard-coded paths or restrictions, and the idea is really to give the users the customization that they want. As you can see here, we were able to create multiple different task lists, being able to select anywhere on our computer for where we wanted to have it. Now we'll look at the multi-tab support, something that is crucial to keeping the application running well. So as you switch from one tab to another, one thing you can notice in this demo is that each tab is isolated. That is that the tasks in one tab don't overflow into another. Switching back and forth doesn't cause any problems with the application. Data is stored and accessed in a way that makes it very easy to interact with the different tabs. So now we'll be looking at the 250 task capacity. The original requirement was just 100 tasks, but we were able to double that up to 250. You can see with the IDs for the tasks that we have a 3-digit ID. This maintains consistency, and one key benefit of this is readability, where in previous implementations we may have had a more complex ID system. With this, it's something that could be easily remembered. The users can say, oh, hey, they can reference a task by its ID without it being incredibly complex like it was before. This is a great implementation. It is efficient for storing the tasks and for retrieval, and it makes it very easy for users to use this application. We'll now go over a bit of the technical architecture of this. This is where a lot of thought was put into it, and you'll see this diagram on the right side that we'll use to really see how this works. So initially, we had a command line interface for this. So we have in between the user interface and in the back end, we have an orchestrator. This serves to be able to separate how the front end and back end interact, and have one primary way to do this via the orchestrator. The orchestration layer knows the specifics of backend implementation. It connects to the domain repository layer for things like functions, and persistence layer for how we're storing the data. We then added the GUI layer, which uses a Python library, tkinter, to create the GUI. The front end and back end are decoupled. The orchestrator what allows them to interact, but changing the implementation of a method in the back end doesn't risk issues in the front end because of the orchestrator. On adding bit by bit to get to the final product. So we started with just that command line product with just some basic back-end models. After that, we were able to add the GUI onto it, and from there we were able to expand to add better user interface, to adapt to some of the needs like the 250 task or 250 task size as previously mentioned. This has allowed us to been able to build in a way that is both sustainable and has been highly beneficial in advancing this project to this point.
Here are the next section of our slides showing how we collaborated, made solutions to challenges, and achieved our goals with this project. Now let's talk about our AI use. Our whole team used AI in this project, but in very specific and controlled ways. For Nate, he mostly used AI for documentation and formatting, such as generating class scaffolds with pass or helping apply color variables quickly. But he designed our entire architecture, explored all GUI options, and implemented every feature himself. For Clara, she used AI for small things like syntax reminders and brainstorming. She built the full 250 task system and the entire file management, import, export workflow on her own. For me, I used AI Milestone 4 for cut, copy, and paste, and for Milestone 5 for validation and multi-tab system. AI suggestions, validation patterns, but I picked ones that were actually needed and wrote all the code. For tabs, AI taught me the multi-document interface pattern, and once I understood it, I built the whole tab manager myself. Our professor required us to do some documentation on AI usage for Milestone 5. So when we did the math, AI wrote about 30 lines out of 210, so that's 14.3%, where we wrote 85.7%. And honestly, this is the pattern that all three of us experienced. AI acted like a teaching assistant. It explained concepts, cut bugs, and helped us with tedious formatting. But we made the decisions, we wrote the code, and we did the real learning. We ran into three major challenges while building this. The create and update bug. Our optional fields were returning empty strings instead of none, and Python tried to parse them as dates. Instant failures. We went and fixed it in our GUI components file, and what we learned was type handling matters. Integration the tab manager. Switching from one orchestrator per tab orchestrator meant updating almost the entire GUI. We used systematic find and replace and swapped the old orchestrator with the new self-tab manager. And what we learned was good architecture makes this way easier. 3, button visibility issues. On smaller screens, the save and cancel buttons were actually getting pushed off the screen. Clara actually caught it and was able to have us fix it and simply changing from expand to true to expand false. And what we learned is we'll always test different screen sizes. Here is how we work together as a team. We used GitHub for our version control and all of our major features through pull requests. That lets us review each other's code, catch issues early, and we meet or chatted weekly on documenting everything and kept daily communication in teams. For the workload, Nate owned the color system, I owned the validation and multi-tab workflow, and Clara owned the file system and task limits. But we helped each other whenever features overlapped. For documentation, everyone contributed. We made sure our test docs and all of our other docs stayed consistent while our project grew. For future products that we could add later on for upgrades, we could do recurring tasks like daily, weekly, monthly, task dependencies. So if task B can't start till task A is done, cloud syncing with like Google Drive or Dropbox, a companion mobile app with like push notification, and calendar integrations with Google Calendar or Outlook. We also could add like dark mode, keyboard shortcuts, analytics for completion rates, and time tracking, and make it possible to export to a PDF or CVS file. And honestly, the way we've structured the architecture makes this all very doable. Here are some things we've accomplished. Increasing capacity to 250 tasks. Built 8 strong validation roles, added multi-tab workflow, wrote 57 passing tests, produced full documentation, class diagrams, test docs, everything, and demonstrated responsible AI use with our full transparency that we've done. We took this from an idea to a production-ready system in just 5 milestones. To wrap up, we built a reliable, tested, user-friendly task manager. We learned a ton about real software engineering, TDD, architecture decisions, debugging, working with AI, and we've learned how to work as a team, clear communication, splitting responsibilities, and helping each other push through the tough parts. We're proud of what we've created. Thank you for watching our presentation.